Guess what time it is? Friday Jams! Well, hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to the Rock Your Brand Podcast. I'm your host, Scott Voelker, a serial entrepreneur on a mission to help you. This show is designed to teach you, to inspire you, to motivate you to take massive action and build a future-proof business. So, whether you're just starting out or taking your existing business to the next level, this is your home. Now, if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's rock your brand. What's up, everyone? Welcome to this Friday Jam session. Super excited you're here. And if you haven't heard me say it before, I'm going to say it right now. This is probably one of the highlights of my week because I get to hang out with some cool people every single Friday and answer some really awesome questions. Now, you might be asking, Scott, how do I get my question answered? Well, all you need to do is become part of our Take Action crew. How do you do that? Very easy. Head on over to takeactioncrew.com. It's totally free, and we do it every single Friday, and it is a blast. So what you're about to listen to is one that we did last week. So this way here, even if you can't attend, you can always show up here to the Rock Your Brand podcast and listen to our live jam session. All right, guys, so sit back, relax, and let's jam. All right, welcome back to another Friday Jam session. This is where I get to hang out with some really cool people. And if you're listening to this on the podcast, well, you're a cool person, but you'd be even cooler if you head on over to our coffee talks and hang out with us on Fridays or maybe Monday or maybe Wednesday. We do a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but Friday is all about jam sessions, and that's where we get to jam as a group and answer all of your questions. Today, we are going to be talking about what is the best way to sell your digital product using paid ads. Now, this was a question that just came up from a recent workshop, our Digital Product Creation Fast Track workshop, which if you missed that, you might want to head on over to brandcreators.com/digital, and you can go through that workshop, which goes through the 3 phases to build and create a digital product. We call it the MVP method, which is the minimum viable product, okay? And we walk you through that. But today what I'm going to do is I am going to answer this question because I answered it the other day and I wanted to bring it here because I know a lot of other people might have this same question. You know, I want to build a digital product, but do I need a website? Do I need to have a lead magnet? And do I need to have an email list? Like all of those questions came up. I want to address that here in this jam session. Now, again, I want to remind you, if you are listening to this on the podcast and you're not here part of our live broadcast, you can head over to takeactioncrew.com. You will go there. You're going to find some really cool resources there as well. All of the past coffee talks, which there's over 150 right now, there's a really cool new player there that will allow you to do a search and it will find anything or any instance that I talked about a certain area. So if you want to know more about, let's say email list building, and you went there and you typed in email list building, it's going to find all of the times that I mentioned in a coffee talk, building an email list, or maybe it's a lead magnet. You want to talk about lead magnets. Really cool. The other thing is you will get, you get notified when we do broadcasts, but also we're going to be doing some really cool things. Maybe once a month, we'll do like a little giveaway or a contest of some kind. Not quite sure how that's going to work, but definitely it's going to be for our live Take Action Crew people. So if you want to be part of that, head on over to takeactioncrew.com. All right, so let's dig in. Today's question, what's the best way to sell your digital product using paid ads? All right, now here's the deal. If you have a digital product already created, so let's say that you have this digital product. Let's say it's an ebook, okay? And let's say that your ebook sells for $9.99, which I think is a really good price for an ebook. You could charge $19.95 and you could sell that. If it's got the value in it and someone's going to get the result from that ebook, you could sell it for $19.95. But for the most part, our ebooks are really a way not for us to generate a ton of like money to bring in and put in our pocket. It's a way for us to acquire a customer, okay? And then from there, offer them more things that will further help them. So it might be the ebook that leads them to a video training. It might be an ebook that leads them to maybe a bigger ebook or one that goes into more depth. Or maybe it's templates. Maybe you're going to offer certain templates that help them, but that ebook got them educated and got them interested in what you have to offer next. So the ebook, the way I always look at it is if you do something that's like $9.95 or $4.99, that's usually a starting point, but it's to get someone to raise their hand. So this way here, they become a buyer, a customer. Now you've probably heard, and if you haven't, you're going to hear it now. There is definitely more value in a buyer's list than in a prospect list because they've already voted with their wallet. They've already voted with their credit card. Okay. So what we want to do is we want to do both. We want to have a prospect list and we want to have a customer list. But if you are running paid traffic, okay, if you're taking money and putting it into, let's just say Facebook ads, if you do not have a way to offer them more products down the line that could bring in more than the front end offer, it's a really hard way to make that work. It's going to be really, really hard. Okay. So same thing happens with people selling physical products. They have one physical product. They charge $24.95 for it. It costs them $10 for the product. And then they've got fulfillment on top of that. That's $5, $6, whatever, right? That's $15. They're going to make, let's call it $9. You've got $9 to play with. That's it. Same thing as an ebook. Really, at that point, you could charge something $25 for a product, a physical product, but you still only have $9 in net profit to play with. With an ebook, you don't really have any cost. So it's like $9.95. Let's call it $9 as well. Let's say 95 cents is processing fees, right? So $9. So the question you have to ask yourself is, if I drive a Facebook ad directly to my ebook, all right, and a good percentage, by the way, a good percentage is like converting at like 2 to 5%, somewhere in that range. Someone that's cold, doesn't really know who you are, you then have an ad running that directs them to something to buy, okay? If you have 100 people that hit that page, if you get 2 to 5 people to buy it, you're doing pretty well. Okay. But now you remember what happens to the rest of those people. They might want to buy the book, just not today. So that's where anytime that we're running paid traffic, we want to create a free lead magnet that can lead them to the thing. Okay. And we can test both though, by the way. Okay. We can test it by running paid ads to a lead magnet. I'll give you an example. So one of our Brand Creators Academy members, Octavio, we shared his numbers. We shared his, his funnel, his lead magnet funnel, which now he's building is almost done. He's going to be putting a digital product on the back end of the thank you page, which we'll talk about here in a minute. But he's got a lead magnet that has already been converting at 56%. So let's put this into just a better way to look at this, right? Like, so if we're looking at like 100 people come to our paid product and only, let's say 3 people buy it, that'd be 3%. Okay. There's 97 other people that are never going to see our stuff again. Okay. Now there are some things you can do with that. We can put a custom Facebook pixel on our landing page where the product is, and then we can retarget those people, but then we're going to spend more money to retarget those people. Okay. Which is fine. But why not take a lead magnet that gives them a sliver, it gives them a result very quickly, and then would lead them naturally to your paid thing. And it allows you to be able to follow up, and you're able to still retarget them if you want to. And you have them on an email list now that they might not want that, but they might want something else. Okay. So now in his situation, he has a 56% conversion rate on the lead magnet. So he's getting 100 people, all right, to see it on the page. 56 people actually opt in. So now this is where it gets interesting and this is where it gets fun. If you have a digital product and you're not utilizing the thank you page, okay, so here's how it works. Someone sees an ad. They click on the ad. They go to the landing page. They go, yes, I want this. They put their name and email address in. They hit, yes, I want to download this, or yes, I want the guide. They then get taken to a thank you page. And most people will just put, thank you, here's your download. We're missing a huge opportunity there. What we're going to do, And again, inside the digital product creation workshop, I show a funnel, actually a few funnels on how this actually works, but I'll kind of try to describe it for you. It's so much easier if I can show you and share it with you. That's why I did that in the digital product creation workshop. I'm actually able to show you examples of what it looks like, and how it's all put together. But basically, just to kind of give you an idea so you can visualize this. So what we want to do is we want to take the lead magnet that's already converting. We get them to go to a thank you page now. And then on that thank you page, we say, awesome. We just sent your guide, your download to your inbox. And then you'll say special one-time offer or special offer just for you. And then it would say regular price, $19.95, 50% off for you because you just downloaded our guide, right? And then from there, you give them the offer. So maybe the ebook sells for $19.95. You're going to always have it at 50% off. It's going to be $9.95. Or maybe it's going to be $15 and you're going to give 75% off and it's going to be $5. We just did an example using that same pricing model. That real estate now think about this. We took someone that was, let's say, a cold prospect. They don't know who we are. Okay. They don't know who your company is. They click on an ad. They go to the landing page. Let's say that they opt in, but they see the thank you page and they still don't buy. Here's where it gets fun. Now we have them on an email list. We know that they're interested, but they just didn't buy. They might have got distracted. We don't know. We can send them an email. Here's your download, okay, that we promised because you're going to send that anyway. And then you might even put in the PS, if you wanted to take advantage of the 50% off offer, here's the special link. And that's it. Very subtle, not hard. You're not promoting hard. Okay. But you're going to get some people that are going to buy that thing if you've done your validation piece, which is another thing that we cover in the digital product creation fast track workshop, because the validation piece is huge. You can't get someone in, to opt in and offer them something totally unrelated. It just wouldn't make sense. Okay. So it's like if you did, let's say that you got someone to join your email list from a lead magnet for fishing tips. And then you had a thank you page that said, here's an offer for keto dieting. You'd be like, whoa, wait a minute here. I mean, keto dieting, how does that, it doesn't have anything to do with that. See, that doesn't make any sense. So what you want to do is you want to have something that's closely related that will help them a little bit more. Okay. I'll give you an example. We have the checklist. So if you go to brandcreators.com/checklist, you're going to go to a short little 5-page little checklist that allows you to validate your niche before you ever start building it. Once you get to that point, you're going to opt in for that. We're going to then offer you the playbook. And the playbook is really everything you need to build the brand, all the framework, all of the steps, everything is in here, right? So it's a natural fit. Okay. And then we can go further than that. We can say, okay, now down the pipeline, what would be next? Well, there's probably going to be people that want to see me breaking down niches and looking over my shoulder and going, I want to see how you actually validate this thing in real time. Okay. I did basically it's just 3-hour, but there's 5 different niches that I drill down into about 30 minutes each. And I documented myself doing that. And I offer that for sale on the back end. So it helps them again with one specific part, the beginning part, not way down the line. So it wouldn't be right it wouldn't work as well if I said, okay, here's your checklist to validate your niche. And then the next one would be like, want to build your email list? It's like, I haven't even validated my niche yet. Why would I want to build an email list yet? That's down the line. Okay. So you always want to be thinking about that. So kind of going back to what I was saying, if you are trying to only sell your product, your digital product, and you're going to run paid ads, in my opinion, it is a better idea to have a front-end lead magnet that's free, that captures an email address, and then you make the offer on the back. Now, if you have a product that sells for more than $25 and it's pretty much all profit, if it's another digital product, you may get that to work. All right. We're testing some things out right now with a front-end offer. One of them is our email list building fast track workshop. So that sells for $37 at the time of me doing this coffee talk. Okay. And then there's a bump on the back end of that gives you the opportunity to purchase email templates. So if you're building your email list there's a good chance that you're going to want to write some emails once you get the list built, email templates. See? So that's on the back end. So we can afford to spend more money to acquire a customer. But if you only have $10 to play with, you don't have a lot of options. That's where we want to always be able to follow up with these people. Now, we do both. We have lead magnets that are free, and then we have paid. But if the paid, it's got to be more than $50, in my opinion, in order to make it work. Now, depending on the market, okay? In our market for like brand building and like online business, it's crazy. You'll pay $5 to $10 a click sometimes, okay? So you really just, you got to know your stuff on that. And you got to be willing to spend some money to learn and to test. You get into a market that's not doing this as much, it's less expensive, but still you got to be able to throw money out there and kind of test things to get the data back, okay? But whenever you're into paid traffic and you have a digital product and it's under $20, you're going to want a free lead magnet on the front so we can capture those emails. And we can also pixel that page, all right? Now, with that all being said, the one thing I would say is if you have a digital product, ask yourself, what is something that they would need to know before this? Okay. What do they need to know before this? So if I was selling how to catch more bass in a pond, that was the main thing I was selling. The first thing I would probably give them is I would say 10 common mistakes bass fishermen are making when trying to catch bass in a pond. Right? So 10 mistakes to avoid for trying to catch bass in a pond. So I'm going to give them the mistakes that people are making. And then on the back end, here's the guide on how to catch more bass in a pond. See how that happened? So all we did is we just splintered off a piece of that, educated them. It got them to raise their hand. Then from there, we're able to offer that thing on the back end. Okay. And that's how I would always want to kind of build this thing out. Again, we talked about this yesterday, or depending on when you're watching this, in the Digital Product Creation Fast Track Workshop, showed you examples of what that looks like when you're running paid ads, because it's really, really important. It's really important that you understand that. And the cool thing is once we focus on that lead magnet, getting that to convert at anything above 25%, we've got a winner there. So it's kind of like you're working in stages here, okay? If you already have a digital product, then you need to come up with your lead magnet, get that lead magnet to convert over 25%. And then from there, you bolt on the digital product. If you already have the digital product, you might as well bolt it on. You're not going to lose anything, right? But if you're starting with just a lead magnet, then we want to get that thing to convert 25% or more. Then we can start to play with the thank you page, okay? Because if we don't have people that are opting in at a good rate, there's no sense in worrying about the offer yet because we don't have the traffic. Okay. So that's the thing we got to think about with paid traffic. All right. So hopefully this helped you. You guys have any questions on that? Be more than happy to answer them for you. And let's jam on this topic. So I'm going to go over to the comments now. And I'm just going to remind you guys that are listening right now that are not here live. If you're listening to this on the podcast, head on over to takeactioncrew.com. And there you will be part of the morning crew. Just got to, go ahead and let us know that you want to be, part of the morning crew, and then you can attend anyone that you want, or you can go through the old past episodes and you can go through the new playlist there, which is pretty awesome. All right, so here we go. We got some questions. I like it. Derek says, I like the new Coffee Talk navigation search. That's awesome. Let's see. Maurer, I think it is. You always provide awesome value. Smiley face. Thank you for that. D says, new site is so cool. It's so easy to navigate. That's awesome. And D, by the way, we are adding this same feature inside of Brand Creators Academy for our hot seats. We're also doing it for our Q&As that we do twice a month. And then we're going to do it across all of our trainings. So that's coming for Brand Creators Academy. And we already started putting that into the Q&A. So yeah, really excited about that. All right. Kay says, great idea. The way I don't have to search each video on Facebook. Yes, that is true, Kay. That is true. Okay, so Derek, here we go. Should we pay more than $5 for Facebook ads or just start here and reinvest some of the profits back to more Facebook ads? So Derek, the way that we want to do this is it's with anything. Okay, let's talk about when you're starting a business or when you're taking your business and you're trying to figure out an advertising plan, a strategy, a marketing plan, whatever. You need some type of budget in order to do this, or you're just going to do it the slower way and build content, which we do. We recommend doing them both, right? So over time, we want to build content so we can get some organic traffic, and then we can start to use that and leverage that and put our stuff on that, and we're getting free traffic. But when you're running paid ads, you do need to understand that you're not going to put $5 in and then automatically get $6 back. You're just not. You're usually going to take it on the chin. You're going to lose some money, but I look at it as you're not losing, you're learning. So switch that from losing to learning, because in the way that Chris Schaefer breaks it down, he shows you exactly how to do this. Whether you go through the email list building fast track workshop or you go through the digital product creation workshop, there's a session in there where he actually walks you through how to set up a simple campaign, and then you get the learning done rather quickly, and then you can start to trim off the fat and really just kind of go with what's working. And you can do that with as little as $5 a day. Okay. And then you can start to get that data. So yes, you are going to want to take that $5, and obviously if you start making some profits, you want to roll it back in if you can until you get that dialed in. Okay. Salma, apart from testing, when do you know when it's beneficial for your biz driving traffic to free lead magnet or ebook for a small amount? Well, the way I look at it is, okay, if I was just literally starting from scratch and I just didn't know 100% like who my market was 100%, but I kind of had an idea. A lead magnet's a great way to do this. So if I was just starting, I would think about, okay, who do I think my market is? What do I think that they want? Now, I would try to get a little bit of intel. I would try to look at other groups. I would do all of that stuff. But then I would put a lead magnet out there and start driving traffic to it to see how many people raise their hand. That tells me now by real data that they're interested. Then I would build the digital product on the back end, and I would also be building my website out with content like I teach in Brand Creators Academy. So that's kind of like the simplified approach. You're doing long tail, like long-term type stuff, and you're doing short-term. The email list and the digital lead magnet, the digital product, that should come sooner than later in my eyes, in my opinion. So if you are, if you are just starting, I would say try to get your lead magnet up, try to get it converting. And that way there, you can then bolt your digital product on the back end. Okay. But there's no reason to wait. And if you are building out your website, and I talk about this yesterday on the workshop, if you're building out your website and you're creating content, why not build the content, put it on your website, and then you can now compile that. We actually did that in email list building fast track workshop. We took 2 posts that are public on our website. We took those, we created PDFs using those blog posts, and we turned those into lead magnets. One of them is converting at it was that high as 40% one time, but I think it's down around 36, 38%. And then the other one was like 30, 31%. Just from taking a blog post. So if you're not taking advantage of content you already have, you should be, or you do it tandemly. You kind of do it side by side. All right. So hopefully that answered your question there. Derek, should I complete all the information for my Facebook business page, like website, Facebook cover, etc., before placing an ad? I would. I absolutely would. And it doesn't take long. You've got your header image. You've got a little bit of detail, put your website in there, even if it's only got 1 page on it, doesn't matter. You do want to make that filled up a little bit. Okay. You want to, and not just for people that could arrive there, but if Facebook ever did a manual review of your account, your ad account, you want to see that it's there. You do not want it to be, like it's just a brand new, fresh account. Okay. So yeah, I would definitely do that. How many Facebook business pages can I have? I think as many as you want. I don't think there's a limit. I really don't. But I would try to keep it focused though, Derek. I would try to keep it focused. Let's see. Should I put a Facebook pixel on the thank you pages of all my offers? Yes. Yes. Because then it's going to automatically start building a custom audience in the background. The same thing goes for if you're doing any Facebook videos or you're doing any Facebook lives or anything like that. It's automatically building a custom audience. So like right now, if you're watching this on Facebook and it's through my page, I'm constantly building views and those views turn into you as a person watched 10 minutes of this. And if this is 40 minutes, that'll be a percentage. And then if I want to target people that have watched 20% or more, or 25% more or more of my videos, I can select those people. So that's the other thing you can kind of do using Facebook, even if you don't have a pixel installed. But I would install the pixel and have the pixel be site-wide, so all of your pages. So if someone lands on your site from something else and comes there, they immediately are part of your custom audience. How many upsells will you put on your initial product, or do you just recommend a bump? Right now, if you don't have a product, none, because we got to get the product built. But immediately after that, and actually there's an order bump that we created to show people how to do order bumps. It's the Digital Product Profit Maximizer, which we are creating as we speak right now. And what that basically does is it shows you how to take your front end and build a very simple bump. Okay. And what a bump is, guys, is it's just something that you could check a box and add to your order. Okay. They are very, very handy when you're running ads, because that can make the difference in your ads being, a loss or profitable or just breaking even. But I would not focus on that right now, Derek, for you, unless you're saying, Scott, I got my lead magnet done. I got my digital product done. Yeah. I want to do the bump. We'll do that later. Right now, we want to get that digital product created. We want the lead magnet converting, and then we can talk about the bump. Okay. As far as like another upsell, I wouldn't do that right now. I wouldn't do that. I'm very cautious on that. I don't like going through 10 upsells. I will do a bump and then maybe one upsell, but not all the time. It has to make sense. And Derek, thank you for that. I will take a sip of coffee. So Derek reminded me. That's why I love our morning crew, by the way, because they remind me to drink my coffee. And if you're not here live, if you're listening to this on the podcast, come on over, hang out with us. This is where we have some fun. We're jamming right here now on a Friday. What are some mistakes people make when creating Facebook ads? I think what happens is the mistakes that I see, and again, it's a whole nother world, Facebook ads. That's why you want to keep it simple. I think keeping it simple is like what you need to do. So people overcomplicate it. They try to add too much to it. They don't start small and then work themselves up. But I would also say targeting. Targeting is going to mean everything. If you can target even just a small part of your market and it's the right people, it can make the difference. It's just going out there and going, I'm going to show my stuff to everyone. I think also just boosting your post, it's kind of the lazy way of doing it. And I've fallen into that trap myself. Chris will always want to correct me on that and say, no, we're not doing that. We're doing it the other way because we got more control. But I would say, yeah, people that just want to boost and they don't want to get a little bit more granular with their targeting. So I would say targeting, and I would say overcomplicating it, like adding too much to it in the beginning, starting small. Let's see here. Okay. What are some reasons that you have seen lead magnets not convert or convert less than 25%? I think it's a market message match problem, right? So if you think that people want this thing, but they really don't, that's the problem. Okay. Or you do have the right thing, but you have the targeting wrong. Okay. So you can't really rule that out unless you know that you have your targeting. So if you know that you are going after people that want to learn how to, or to catch more bass, and you went to a page that you found that's all about catching more bass, and then you put this offer in front of them and they didn't take you up on the offer, something wrong with the offer, whether it's the messaging, okay, the promise of it, or maybe it's just something that they don't want. So that's how you would know, okay? And a simple way to do it, again, if you want to just take $25 and throw at an ad, target an audience, and see how it does, it'll tell you pretty quick. So that's what I would suggest there. Since it's the holidays, are the ads going to be more expensive? Should we wait to do ads after the holiday season? Yes and no. I think, again, if you get your targeting right, and the other thing is if you can create a warm audience, meaning if you are doing Facebook videos or lives, that becomes a warm audience, right? If you're watching this right now, you are part of my warm audience. You know who I am, okay? You've been here for a while, right? Or maybe you're just tuning in the second or third time, but you're getting to know me. You're warm now. It's not like a stranger, like, hey, John, meet Scott. Hey, nice to meet you. It's not there anymore. That's cold. Okay. We're warm now. And some are hot because, people have been in my world for a long time. So it's even more than warm. Okay. So I would say if you focused more on that, the cost will be less because you'll get better click-throughs. Okay. You'll get just better engagement. All that stuff adds to how your ads perform. But I would not necessarily wait. I might scale the budget down a little bit, but I would still want to be playing. Here's a perfect example. We just went through an election. Okay. Crazy. Let me tell you something. I bet you the cost of ads doubled or even tripled. We didn't stop. But what we did do is we pulled back a little bit. Now we're going to start adding a little bit more back, even though it's the holidays. Okay. But you also got to understand that you can still find that warm part of your audience or more specific target, and it can make it worthwhile. If you have a digital product though, then that's going to offset that cost. That's why if we can put $1 in and even get 80 cents back, it costs us 20 cents now, right? For that lead. So that's what we're trying to do in that phase. Then once they're a lead, they're on our list, we have multiple opportunities to sell them more stuff. Okay. So that's how I look at it. Does a lead magnet mistakes to avoid work as well as tips for the lead magnet? Wait, does lead magnet mistakes to avoid work as well as tips for the lead magnet? Yeah, I think it does, right? It's like the mistakes of a lead magnet is that it's just you're guessing and the market voted and said, I don't want that, or it's the wrong targeting. So to build the lead magnet, what people I think overcomplicate that process is they think it needs to be this big, massive thing. It doesn't. It's got to be like a simple checklist. It needs to be a simple template. It needs to be something that they can get a result or they can take it, consume it. Maybe it's a shopping list. Maybe you're teaching people keto and you're like, here's a keto shopping list. I want that. I pull it down, go to the grocery store. I can see exactly what I'm allowed to have. Okay. So it's always about what can I give them a quick little thing, a result. Derek, should we plan our ads for holidays to do depending on what they're selling? Example, physical products. Yeah, I mean, there's no reason not to, but again, you got to understand that if you don't have products that are going to immediately bring in money that will help offset the cost, then it can get expensive. So you always want to be thinking about that. So you might be thinking too far down the line. Again, Derek, I would say lead magnet, get it converting at a good rate, bolt on a digital product. Now that digital product's going to offset the ad cost. And then from there, we can build that email list, hopefully for nothing. And then from there, continually scale that over time. And then we get to add more digital products or more offers. It doesn't have to be just digital products, by the way. We could send them to a blog post that we wrote and our strategy is to build a blog post that has all of these resources, but they're also affiliate links to different products, right? So that could be a way that we can make an offer without it being our products. Okay. So yeah, we would definitely want to do that. Facebook sometimes tell you how many people you can reach. Do you recommend following the recommendations to purchase? And sometimes they offer you money towards ads. Yeah, they do. They have incentives sometimes. But I wouldn't necessarily use their recommendations for that. What I would do is I would allow them to scale my ads for me. So I'm not going to get into this. And actually, Chris shows you. And Derek, I know that you're part of the email list building fast track workshop and the digital product creation workshop. The training inside of there on Facebook or Facebook ads and how to set it up and how to auto scale it through the learning phase, that I would do, because you're going to let Facebook is going to be smarter on that than we are because they have the data. And that's all that we're going to do. And we want to set it up as a conversion ad, not as like a video view ad or something like that, or an engagement ad. Okay, Salma, please do a coffee talk on plan your first quarter 2021 or year. Okay, cool. Let's see. Will you plan ahead for 1 year of content or 3 months or 6 months or weekly? Usually we do about a month out, to be honest with you. But we always have a batch of topics. So we're always like, we might have a time once a week that we go in and then you do keyword research and then you add it to your spreadsheet. And then from there, we have now a list of blog posts or content that we're going to be creating. And then we just kind of check it off, put it in the queue. Let's see. I see a lead magnet is necessary to build leads even if you have no product yet. Yes, absolutely. And I talk about that in the email list building fast track workshop. It's all about building your list up to 500 subscribers in 30 days or less, even if you don't have a product. But the reason why I wouldn't continue to do that is because I don't want to keep spending money until I have something that I could offset that. Now, if you don't have a digital product, but you have a blog that has ads running on it and you want to drive those people over to your website, well, you'll naturally get paid from the ad networks. Or maybe you have merch over there that's being print on demand. That's a way to opt or to monetize. Or maybe you have, maybe you have an Amazon affiliate links over there. That's a way. So there are ways to do it. And here's a little tip for you guys. It is the holiday season approaching. Okay. More people are going to be shopping on Amazon. So if you have a blog post, and if you don't, you should create one with like 10 stocking stuffers for the fishermen, or for bass fishing, right? And then what you would do is you would lead people to that page from an email. And then from there, they will go there. And even if they click on one of those links and never buy that product, you get cookied for 24 hours for those people. So I'll give you an example on how this worked too in a minute. But basically what that'll do is it will allow you to be the one that referred them to Amazon. And in 24 hours, if they check out whatever's in their cart, you get a commission on. So recently in our brand that we're building inside of the Academy as a case study, this last month, we had someone go through. Now, I'm not going to give you the niche. I do share it inside BCA, but I'm not going to give it here. But just know this, we do not sell generators, okay? And we sold a $3,000 generator and made $85 on that sale, okay? From someone going from our website over to Amazon and then checking out, and they had a generator in their shopping cart and they purchased it. We got credit for that. We're not in the generator niche, okay? So that's what can happen. And when you get into the holiday season, people are stacking their carts. They don't want to lose it. They just add it. They don't check out. They add it. They don't want to check out. And that day that you go over there could be the day they check out. So you definitely want to consider that. Your experience going live every day in Facebook versus 3 times a week. Well, for me, mentally, it's easier for me to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I did it for the first 100. I think it was 110 times. And it was great. But it can lead to burnout, to be honest with you. So I wanted to make it so I knew that I was going to be able to execute it. And that's the big thing here. Whenever you're doing something, you want to commit to it and also know that you're going to stick to it. Okay. So for me, doing it every single day for the next 3 years would seem like, oh my gosh, like, wow. But if it's 3 days a week, it's easy. It's like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Okay. And I show up at 10 o'clock. It's an appointment. I have an appointment here every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Okay. At 10 o'clock, and I can go for up to an hour. Okay. So you just want to make sure that you can commit to it, and you do want to commit to something and make it so you do it all the time. Same thing with posting blog content. You should post at least once a week, and you should have it scheduled that you're going to do it every single week at the exact same time, the exact same day. Done. Okay. And Salma says, I meant title of lead magnet mistakes to avoid versus 7 steps to something. Yeah. The title, the hook can mean everything. You're absolutely right. So when you are coming up with that title, you want it to be a hook. What is the outcome? How to catch more bass in a pond in the next 5 days, right? Or how to catch more bass in a pond. Maybe, did I say 5? Yeah, 5 tips to catch more bass in a pond. Number 3 is crazy. Like something like, it's just a hook, right? It's a hook and curiosity. So it's a hook, the promise. Then the other one is always like, get this without this. So it's kind of like catch more bass, or the 5 simple tips to catch more bass, even if you've never went fishing before, right? Or even if you're a new fisherman, right? So you're kind of like telling them it's this, but you don't have to do this, or it doesn't have to be this. Okay. So you kind of give them here's what it is, here's what it's going to do. But even if, or maybe it's an avoiding something, you're going to help them avoid something. So you do want to come up with a good hook. All right, guys. So I think that is going to wrap up this Friday jam session. This was a lot of fun. And I want to invite you, if you are listening to this, to come join us. Head on over to takeactioncrew.com. There's a brand new page there, a brand new player. And that player now is organized, and you can search it by keyword and then find the specific times that we mentioned that topic throughout all of the coffee talks. So really excited about that. It's there for you. It's free, by the way, and it's a way for me to be able to deliver to you. And hey, who knows? Maybe one of these days you'll want to join one of our workshops, or maybe even join Brand Creators Academy. All right, so head on over to takeactioncrew.com. You can get all the details over there. As always, guys, take care, take action. I'll talk to you soon. All right, well, I hope that you enjoyed that Friday jam session. And like I said in the beginning, if you want to attend one of our live Friday jam sessions, all you need to do is head on over to takeactioncrew.com. That is where we show up every Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern time. And you can join us. You can ask a question, and then I can answer it. And we can go ahead and also publish it here on the podcast. So once again, I just want to say thank you so much for listening. This is always one of the highlights of my week. And until next time, remember, I'm here for you. I believe in you, and I am rooting for you. But you have to, come on, say it with me. Say it loud. Say it proud. Take action. Have an awesome, amazing day. And I'll see you right back here on the next episode. Now go rock your brand.